Game of Thrones, Episode 6, Season 8, the last and final episode of the series of A Game of Thrones.
The heartbreak.
And wow, was it a fucking season finale. Now, with me, as always, my co-host and, confidant, Mr. Benjamin Efforts. Benjamin, how are you?
What's up? Ben Everts.
And as always, I am your host, if you will,
Yes.
for this little mini-series, John Aaron Garza. And, man, I know it's been basically 2 weeks now, almost a week and a half.
Yeah, it's been
Since the
a week and a
finale.
half. It's been a week and a half since the last episode.
Yeah, and I'll say this. If we would have recorded literally right after, I don't know if I could because of how not only shocked but also disappointed I was with how everything was going.
Right.
And mainly because of the fact that you remember with Endgame and Thanos, when we saw Thanos get killed in the first 8 minutes, I was like, in my head I'm going, well, that's it. That's the fucking film then, right? I mean, it's over.
Movie's over.
Yeah, movie's over. All right, cool. All right, cool. And it took me out of it. Well, that's kind of what happened here. Only it was less shocking because just going through it, and yes, this is a review, but this is also just thoughts on how we feel about it.
Right.
Look, let me just put it this way: the first 10 whatever minutes we
Right.
had in there, we didn't need to see them walking. I know that they were trying to make it obvious as far as showing the death and destruction that was involved with Daenerys and what she had done to the city of King's Landing. And granted, Missandei, who is headless, did tell her Dracarys. So, I mean, we should have known that she was going to do something like this. But here's the thing
that's
I
up
think
for debate, but go on.
I know. Here's where I think people are really upset with, and I said it in my real talk about it, but it makes sense once I was able to kind of take a step back, and I made a little video of how Daenerys' saga should have ended, at least for this episode, and what it should have ended was with, they could have seen the destruction and all that stuff, and the moment Daenerys is basically doing her Mussolini speech, they could have ended it a certain way, and I actually switched it up, and people enjoyed it because they viewed it a lot. But
Yeah.
it you saw it, it makes sense because here's the thing: the reason why everybody is so upset and it feels rushed in this episode for me is because we see her conquering basically King's Landing. She's a foreign invader with a foreign army. She fucking got her victory. Now, if they would have ended season 8 from that, okay, that means season 9 could have been a whole bunch of fucking how Jon is going and contemplating and Sansa and
Right.
all of that shit, Tyrion betraying her, all of that shit could have been laid out properly.
We could have seen
It was just
John in jail for a
and
whole
all of a
season.
sudden, and it's just not even that. It's not in jail, but just kind of dealing with what he did or that moment that he got caught. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But here's the thing, okay? I'm a big Dany fan.
Yeah. And you know what? Before we move, shout out to Kit Harington. He's going through some personal issues right now. Our hearts go out to you, man, and we wish you a speedy recovery and for you to get well and come back to do what you love, which is acting.
Absolutely, man. I just wish you the best, dude.
Yes.
I can understand that the amount of
pressure,
stress, the amount of stress you probably are going through. So I hope full recovery, man. Just do whatever you got to do. You got an awesome, beautiful wife.
Yes.
Settle down, man. It's all good. But
back to the show.
But with the way that the show was presented to us, as far as this finale was concerned, it for me, watching Jon Snow defend Dany, like I said he would, right? Remember? Didn't I say that? I was like, well, Jon is a loyal character.
Yeah, that's what we said. We said nah, that's who he is. He's gonna be loyal to the end.
And again, watching it, the first time as I watched it, I was like, I saw Arya there. I'm like, okay, is she gonna try to kill her? And no, she doesn't. No, she just fucking, okay, cool. So I'm like, oh, all right, well. And then we see Tyrion and Jon talking, and again, the reason why I said it was rushed is because to see Jon defending her, I felt it. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what he should be doing. Yeah. That's exactly what he should be saying, and all that, even though he doesn't want to, right? And that's the whole point is, no, he doesn't want to, but he is. So to see him prolong that in a longer fucking season, that would have made sense on what happens after that, right? Because Tyrion says, oh yeah, well, what about your sisters? Do you think they'll bend the knee? For everything that was just said, dude, I'm sorry. Sansa didn't need to fucking tell Daenerys about anything, or Tyrion about anything, okay? Sansa fucking betrayed Jon Snow. I would have been like, well, fucking Sansa
and that's
can rot in hell for now, okay?
Exactly. That's why, like, I was hating her. I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought he was going to be like, nah, you know, this is me. This is who I am. I'm loyal to the end. You betray my trust. I told you something in confidence. You betrayed my trust. Being manipulative. You're going to freaking die now.
Yeah, because Arya's fucking, if she killed the Night King, I'd be like, I obviously don't have to worry about Daenerys trying to kill her. You know what I mean? I've literally spent my entire life thinking about the Night King, and all of a sudden Arya, my little sister, fucking takes him out. Nah, she ain't gonna take her out. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'd be thinking. I wouldn't have to worry about Arya. Sansa, I'd be like, well, fuck you, dude. I asked you to keep it a secret, okay? That's all.
You have one thing to do.
I know. That was it. You had one fucking thing that I asked you not to do. Fucking Ned died with this secret, okay? And all of a sudden, no, never mind. I'll just tell Tyrion. So that's why I was like, dude, if they're going to use that as the anchoring and the pivotal point in the conversation for them to go, no, yeah, Jon's going to kill Dany, I didn't buy it. And so when we see them talking, you see Daenerys. Dude, she looks like a fucking normal person. She doesn't look crazy. She doesn't. Now, granted, I thought she would have remorse.
Yeah,
but she didn't look like
she
psychotic.
Was ice cold.
Yeah, she was just like, whatever, dude. And so then the conversation for them to where it was like the turning point is whenever she's like, you know, well, if the whole world doesn't, you know, agree with me, then, you know, whatever, then they will. They don't get to choose or something like that.
Right.
I was like, as soon as I heard that line. And as soon as I heard that line, I was like, God damn it, they're going to kill her. Yeah. Like, I already knew it. Like, I was reading into it, I was like, no, dude, it felt unearned because, you know, Jon sitting there lying to her and talking shit, like, you're my queen now and always. I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, man, he's about to kill her. when he said, you forever be my queen, I was like, damn it.
I know, dude. And then we get Drogon fucking flying up and a Simba move, and I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like,
yeah.
You know, again, that was 40 minutes. I knew it was 40 minutes in because I, like, when I saw that happen, I was like, are you fucking I had to pause it to check what the time was.
Why didn't Drogo kill Jon?
Dude, I have no fucking idea. Apparently, he is all smart enough to now know that the Iron Throne is some symbolic thing that Dany got it from.
I know. Like, oh, this is what she was fighting all along. How did he know?
Yeah.
How did Drogo know that she was fighting there for the Iron Throne?
Listen, man. All I know is when Grey Worm and Jon met in the alley, I was thinking, okay, is Davos going to die right here?
Yeah, or I thought I thought Jon was gonna fight Grey Worm and was gonna die right there.
Something was gonna happen, and so when all of a sudden he kills Daenerys, okay, cool. Drogon flies off. That's it. Basically, it's all of a sudden speeds up, right? And we know that we don't really know, but even though they cut him off, we know that Drogon is apparently flying to Volantis, and people have been theorizing that maybe because she died that way and he flew off, he was going to the Red Priestess. If you remember Kinvara, sorry. Remember when she met Tyrion and Varys in the Marine Temple?
Yeah.
And she was backing up Daenerys and all that shit. So, you know, the Lord of Light brought Jon Snow back for a reason by Melisandre. And so people were thinking that, you know, she'll get resurrected again by Kinvara. I don't know. Anyways.
So you're
that's a theory.
So now the dragon knows where to take her to get her resurrected to?
I don't fucking know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. I was just like,
the last two episodes were.
Well, no, it's not that. Like the last episode is the only thing that I felt, because if they would have ended it with Dany basically conquering and doing her speech, and then boom, it cuts.
It cuts.
And then we don't know if she would.
It wouldn't be satisfying, but it would be more of a Game of Thrones ending.
Right. if they were going to continue the series, because they had to cut off. I mean, they had to like end certain people's stories.
Well, they didn't have to, because I know it would leave the door open to think, okay, they're going to make a sequel, they're going to bring so and so back, and they're going to make another side story with this character, and they want to make sure that no, there was no room for that. But they didn't have to. I know. But they didn't have to do that, though. They could have just ended right there, because the same thing happened with The Sopranos.
With Arya and
remember
Sansa,
The Sopranos, how it ended? Like, you don't know what happened.
I know. But even then, though, same thing with Queen Sansa. We don't know if she's going to be a good ruler. Like, that's it. That's fucking it.
And she got crowned. That's it.
She got crowned. That's great. Awesome. We don't know what the fuck happens after that. Same thing with Arya. She goes on a boat. She's sailing. We don't know what the fuck happens after that.
Yeah. So I don't know. This whole it felt stale.
It did, and it felt like they've always kind of said, "Oh, bittersweet ending, bittersweet." No, dude, it was just fucking bitter for Dany, and it was sweet for everybody else. Like,
yeah,
that's not a bittersweet ending. That's
it
just
was
a fucking
not satisfying at all. It was nothing, because it's not that we wanted a happy ending. It's not that we wanted a bloody ending. It's that we wanted a resolve.
Right, and
again, there was none.
I wanted to see something pay off on certain things. I mean, I wasn't expecting everything to get paid off, but to sit there and say that Dany would have been alone all by herself in that throne room, bullshit, dude. She has always had, for the most part, unless it was Tyrion, which was her hand, she's always had somebody with her. Okay, and. With Grey Worm specifically, here's the thing: with Grey Worm and him and Jon having that kind of tension there's no fucking reason why Jon should have been alone with Daenerys.
Remember when he went to see Tyrion? They took his weapons and
exactly.
I'm like, why?
I know, dude.
Why is he just going to Daenerys without any guards being around? Oh, because the dragon's there?
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, cool, dude. Well, look, he just let him by.
Yeah,
like Spider-Man. And look what happened. I'm just kidding. But seeing that, okay, cool. That basically was the end, okay, of the current line. And all of a sudden we fast forward to a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking, okay, you're telling me that Daenerys dies, Grey Worm is executing fucking Lannister soldiers in the street after the war is over, after they surrendered, and they're going to sit there and arrest Tyrion, and they're going to arrest Jon Snow for killing her?
No.
No fucking way, dude. There's no way that would have happened within what we saw in the time frame that we saw.
They would have cut them down on sight.
Yeah, they would have fucking thrown a fucking fit, okay? I'm sorry. Yeah. That shit is not believable. And to see Tyrion be a prisoner, and Grey Worm even allowing the Lords of Westeros to even listen to him as a prisoner, I'm like, dude, this shit doesn't fucking make sense.
The whole scene made no sense. First of all, he's like, you're not allowed to speak. And all of a sudden, he's just like giving this big ass speech. Like 2 seconds later, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Obviously, whatever. and then they named Bran the king, and I'm like, dude,
yeah, that was.
I get that it was leading up to possibly him being the king. Like, I'm not upset with that. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? It's just how it got there.
It's exactly makes no sense.
And that's the issue, right? I mean, that's the major thing, because when you look at all the the way things were moving, and to have Bran be the king was just okay, cool. But whenever they said, well, all right, well, the Unsullied's going to go to North, and Jon Snow needs to go to the North, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the Unsullied are going to go. Yeah, the Unsullied are going to go to an island of Noth, which is known for having a poisonous butterfly, which is the whole reason why the Islanders of Noth don't ever go anywhere else and nobody goes there, is because this butterfly is poisonous.
Right.
So the Unsullied are going to get fucking stung, and all of a sudden,
they're going to die.
What? They're going to die anyways. Okay, cool. And what Jon should have done, he should have had a trial by combat, right? Can you imagine him fighting and then having a Grey Worm being like the other champion? Oh,
yeah, and kill him.
Well,
that would have been okay.
Grey Worm would have fucking
killed him. Oh yeah,
murked him. Yeah. So
I would have been fine with a battle by what's the name?
Trial by combat.
Trial by combat, and then seeing Jon's die. I would have been fine with
something
that.
like that. Yeah,
I would have been fine with that. Yeah,
cool. Because at the end of the day, like, dude, he's the last fucking Targaryen.
That was a hollow punishment because he's like going to the north, but now he's going to the wildlings and have a wife and kids. And like, what the fuck?
Dude, he fucking wanted to go to the north. Like, he didn't want to fucking be a ruler. That's what blows my mind. Like,
never wanted to, and this whole thing about him being a Targaryen didn't pay out at all. Like, what the
literally
fuck?
Nothing, dude. Like,
why you squeeze this story in so hard? Why you squeeze it in so hard and then you're not gonna nut on it? Like,
I know, and that's my point. Like Bran ends up being the fucking real villain because he allowed Daenerys to kill all those people, even though he knew it.
I saw somebody talking about Bran being the real villain. I'm like, really? Really, my dude? Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I get it because he can obviously see the future, but fuck it. He obviously needed wheelchair access because they had nothing but fucking stairs. He needs ramps. Now the city's retorn.
Right.
And they could build, ramps up there now. So he's good.
Right.
But listen, I'm just going to tell you this, dude. Pod has a good ending, happy ending. Brienne has a happy ending. Sir Bronn of the fucking Blackwater has a good ending, happy ending. Samwell Tarly has a happy ending. Sir Davos has a happy ending. Bran has a happy ending. Tyrion has a happy ending.
Yep.
And fucking Sansa and Arya both have happy endings. That's 8 fucking people.
That's true.
All of whom have a happy fucking ending.
It was sweet for them.
And even Jon Snow, I would consider a happy ending because he's going to do what he wanted to do.
He never wanted to be king. He ended up going to his friends.
That's 9 fucking people that have a happy fucking ending. Okay.
Game of fucking Thrones.
Of main characters. Are you kidding me? In Game of Thrones, all of a sudden there's a Disney fucking film?
Yeah.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, no bullshit. All of those people, are you fucking kidding me?
I was it was jarring just watching it. Like, what the hell is going on here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was lost for words because you know me. I've defended the season from season 1 or episode 1 to episode 5. I was on board. I was like, fuck it, dude. I got it.
Yeah, I was. The last 2 episodes, I was not on board with the last 2 episodes because it didn't cohesively. Because like, I get the penultimate episode because they squeezed so much stuff, and I called it. Okay, this is like condensed milk. They want to throw everything in one this episode, so they didn't because like they have more than enough for 2 additional seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
So I get it. They wanted to squeeze everything in, but that's why I didn't like it. I was like, everything felt rushed. Everything felt like so suffocating. I was like, oh, this is not good. But I still watched it. I was like, all right, let me watch the last episode. And then when I see Jon put a dagger on her chest, I was like, oh, man.
I was like, God damn it,
I'm done.
I know. And here's the thing. Here's a little inside source for anybody. If you want to believe me or not, it doesn't matter. I know. Somebody told me this, so I was like, it kind of makes sense. I know D&D are getting a lot of shit. I know they're taking a bunch of the fucking heat.
Yeah, because the rumors because they move into their Star Wars.
I know, but that's not the reason why they even did this. Okay. Most, if not all of the actors, they don't want to be doing this anymore. They're the whole reason why. That's the whole reason why this stuff has been going on the way it is. Like, there's a reason why Dan and Dave decided to take Star Wars because they knew already that the actors were getting tired of doing this every year. I mean, it's been 10 years of their life.
So they had to take care of themselves too. You can blame them.
Correct. They already knew all that. So then they go, all right, cool. Well, I mean, let's put it this way. Kit Harington, the reason why he entered rehab is because he was starting to get a bunch of stress, and the show was starting to become, really about him and all that.
Yep.
And he couldn't really handle it. So you think Dan and Dave didn't recognize David? I don't know why I say Dan and Dave, but you know what I mean? Like, I know they're getting a lot of shit. They're not speaking up about it because at the end of the day, they did the best they could do because they were forced to do this.
Yeah.
In a way. I mean, if you had all your actors going, we don't want to keep doing this shit, sorry, then what can you do? Like, you're not going to replace them. It's already been 8 to 9 to fucking 10 years.
Yeah, you can't just throw somebody else and say, this is Jon Snow.
You just can't go, all right, well, fuck you guys, we're going to replace you. They probably could have done another couple of years. No, they probably wanted to do another couple of years, but the actors did not want to do it. So if you believe me or not, I was told that as much as Dan and Dave are getting all their shit, most of the actors were like, no, we're fucking done. We don't want to do this anymore. So, think about having to be on a big budgeted fucking TV show every year and having to perform at your top peak.
Yeah.
I mean,
it does. I mean, after you, I like my job, so I cannot speak on that.
Right.
But I think I'm sure it's gonna get to the point where I'm like, I think I peaked. It's time for me to move on to something else. I think it happens whatever.
I know, and it's not even that too. You got to remember, most of these people, because of the show, they're all millionaires anyways. It's not like they're not starving for money anymore. They're
set for life. A lot of them
exactly. They're a lot of them are set for life. So it's not, they don't need it anymore. It's not that they're not sitting there trying to be in the fucking lavish parts of the world all day every day. They're just
and some of these young and even most of the young actors, they're set for life, and most of them they're already on other productions.
Exactly. So it's like, dude,
Arya's in the New Mutants, and Sansa's
and Sansa's Dark Phoenix. I know.
Yeah. So,
and obviously Daenerys, Emilia Clarke, she was in Solo.
Yeah, she's been a couple of blockbuster. Well, one of the Terminator, by the way.
She was.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, though, is that most of these actors, they don't want to be typecast for that long, and they want to get out of the projects.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because I was looking at Kit Harington IMDb page, and oh shit, he doesn't have anything lined up. So
no, I don't think he does.
I don't know if it's updated or not, but that as a movie director and as a casting agent, sometimes you have to be harsh with these characters, because you don't want you try to bring forward a new story, and you don't want this character to be identified with another one would have nothing to do with each other, and that's why some actors get typecast. And it's unfortunate that it happens, but it happens more often.
And here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm even saying that is because Dan and Dave, for what they were given and what they had to do, I mean, I can appreciate it more knowing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm going. At the end of the day, is it the ending I wanted? No, absolutely not.
No.
Do I think George R. Martin basically lucked out by, having some of these issues that he knows he's probably going to have? Because at the end of the day, can you imagine if he created Daenerys? He knows that he's going to turn her into a villain. That's done. But what if she ends up winning? Like, what if he ends it with her winning? We don't know.
We don't know, but that's I think they ran this by R. Martin, and he was fine with it too. So
right, I mean, he was okay.
But then again, and that's fine, because they took a lot of liberties with the show. I mean, Jon was in the main character. What's the name? Lady Stoneheart was still on the show. Exactly. So they took a lot of liberties with the show, which is fine. But the thing is that the fact that it remains that they did a poor job at ending it. You cannot defend it. It's just it was poor.
It's not. Execution. It wasn't. Yeah, and it wasn't the Game of Thrones that we were
accustomed to.
Accustomed to. I mean, I get, again, I'm okay with the Night King getting killed by Arya. But
me too. I was fine with that too.
That was, realistically, that was the big bad, and then all of a sudden we get Cersei, and Cersei has nothing to do.
Even though, watching, I get it. The point that you made about him not fighting Jon Snow, I'm still like, fuck. I mean, really, they couldn't swing the swords 2 seconds, and then But it is. I mean, that's me wishful thinking. But it's still, I was still behind the show up to on that episode, because people complain about that it was too dark. But the show that episode was freaking good from beginning to end.
Yeah,
and then
it was like a fucking film.
It was a film. Yeah. And but then it's just, I don't know, man.
I know. I'm telling you, dude.
I'm still
that last episode. I was just did you watch the documentary?
Yeah, I watched the behind the scenes. That's when they did the table reading, and they were following the guy, the Longbeard. What's the name of that guy?
Yeah, Andy McClay, I think.
Yeah, I watched it. It's interesting.
I mean, a lot of people were kind of taking whatever that table read was and thinking that actors were upset and all that. And I'm like, I don't think
they were upset. Yeah, people like to take things out of context.
I know.
I think Jon was emotional. I think the guy who played Varys was.
Oh yeah, Connolith.
Also upset because it's over.
Well, listen, I had heard so he was on. I think it was like Stephen Colbert, or he was on a late show when he was talking to somebody about this, and the Dan David and Dan are part of they're known to have like this dinner talk when a character is killed.
Right.
Like they take him out to dinner, and that's how they tell him before the season starts. They tell him, "Hey, look, your character's going to get killed off." Well, Conleth was on, and he explained that he never got that. That never happened, and so he didn't know that his character was going to die until he read it in the script.
So he was visibly mad then.
He was upset, yeah. Because
one, I was getting murdered, and the other one, I didn't get fed.
Yeah, and because he's upset with it, he didn't know, and he didn't get the dinner, and there were still some things that probably he should have talked about, like fucking Littlefinger dying. Like that was like his arch enemy. You know what I mean? And we never hear him talk about Littlefinger.
That's true. They never said anything about after he was killed, and that was
So it's like, okay, cool, and at the end of the day. Certain people have to die, but I just didn't expect the show to end in a happy-go-lucky fucking ending. It was
unfulfilling. That's the best.
It almost felt what's it called? Corporate. It almost felt like manufactured. Like
you think so? It felt
processed. It was just. I was like, really, dude? That's the way you're gonna fucking end this series?
Yeah.
Like, It took me a while to get used to, okay, Dany dying. All right, fine, dude. I get that. That was always going to happen. Like, that's not that's not like that could change. But the fact that Jon even goes to jail, he's into jail, and then he's also questioning, like, did I do the right thing? I'm like, dude, he wasn't fucking, right. Why did he have to do it that day? She wasn't going to go take over the fucking world.
The next day.
The next day. She was going to just... dude, what happens if he would have stayed by her side and tried to convince her? Like, give her a week or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just fucking see her do this. I understand that you're upset, but she's in a mental state right now. Give her some fucking time, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't need to kill her that fucking day.
Nah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, come on, bro.
Come on, man. You could have plowed her a couple of times.
Yeah, you couldn't have just fucking given it up for 1 day or 2 days. Like,
exactly.
Dude, you just... That's the shit that I don't understand. Like, I understand why they didn't do it.
It's not like she gave her any hint that she was gonna kill him or his family.
Or his family. Like, he wasn't even talking about that. He was just like, okay, cool. Like, what about the other people? What if they don't get to choose? Well, yeah, they don't get to choose. Okay, well, let's put a pin in that. I'll remember that conversation. We'll get there. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Okay.
Exactly. Let's hang out for a little bit. How about we
celebrate the fact that we're in a King's Landing? Okay. All right, babe. All right, cool.
All right, cool,
sweetheart. Let's go sleeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go and celebrate. We'll talk about this later.
Like, come on, dude. Like, why did she need to die that fucking day? She was not going to take her army around the world in fucking at all. They needed a rest. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it just the whole episode was after that moment, because I was in awe with that shot when she was coming toward.
I know.
And the dragon was behind her. I was like, that's just absolutely beautiful. But then, and even when Drogo was there in front of the castle guarding her, and Jon was like looking up, I was like, this is a beautiful shot. But then, like everything just went out the window. And the whole setup of Arya at the end of that episode when she got on the horse, I was like, oh,
I never
man.
do that. Yeah, like, oh, man,
what's the payout to that? Like, everybody started making all these speculations. Oh, they pay a horse. Like, even me, I feel like a clown.
The symbology and
we gave them too much credit.
4 horsemen.
We gave them too much credit, man. They weren't thinking nothing.
They weren't thinking that deep, man.
No, they weren't being that deep. Nah.
No fucking way, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, God damn, man. Like, this isn't the Game of Thrones that we were thinking it was going to end that way. And, and it's, for me as a Dany fan, it made me feel cheated because I can accept that it was a fast turn because of everything that happened. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't accept her getting killed that way.
No,
and the aftermath of that, like, dude, the Unsullied would have fucking, dude, they owed their freedom to her.
They would have cut him down in pieces.
I know, and I'm like, dude, no fucking way. Like, okay, even if the Northmen are surrounding the gates, they don't have a fucking army. They were all down there whenever they fought with Jon.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, they needed to, give some time to let it flesh out, and they just didn't allow it. And it's like, like I can't believe we left, or the last image is Jon riding into the fucking haunted forest.
It's like they fought in the elevator and left. That's pretty much how it felt. But hey, at least we're gonna get prequels, and
yeah, it's under the blood moon, I think. Yeah, yes. Well, next year, summer.
Next year? Oh, next summer. Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably get like a teaser trailer or something like.
Yeah, it's already shooting, right? It's already shooting.
Correct.
Right,
it's so the long night.
We're gonna get
blood moon.
Yeah, we're gonna get our fix because the prequel's coming out, the books are coming out. We're gonna get Lord of the Rings on Amazon Prime too. So.
Yeah. Which, you know, I will admit, I haven't seen The Lord of the Rings in a long fucking time. Like,
oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say ever. I was about to have,
no. I
saw.
I was
about to have a TV attack.
They were, if I remember correctly, they were so long at that point in time that it was 2 discs, right, on DVD.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like you had.
It was like 4.5 hours or 6 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You had to do something. You had to skip, or not skip, but you had to put it in another disc. And I was like, oh, damn, dude. Yeah, I think I watched it when I was like 19, which is a long fucking time
I watched
ago.
it last year. I watched all of them like in one day. We had a little marathon. Nice. It was like 12 hours.
Yeah, and that's, you know, again, mentioning my sagas of like, I wanted to wait until season 8 to see kind of how I put it together, and it'll be weird. I don't know if I'm going to, I guess maybe I'll do it with Dany dying because it makes sense. I mean, it ends everything. That's how it should have ended, but you know, I almost want to end it how my video is, where I end it with her basically.
Yeah, I go with your ending.
Yeah, right. Like it's more satisfying. It's funny how like that little twist, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, cool. I can see this continuing on.
They could have flipped it where everybody went their own separate ways, and Dany stayed being a tyrant.
Like they could have made where Sansa was Queen of the North without having to ask anybody. Yeah. She could have just Jon Snow didn't ask Cersei, can I be King of the North? Robb didn't ask Joffrey, hey, can I be King of the North? No, he just fucking got crowned.
There you go.
You know what I mean? They didn't need to see that. We didn't need to worry about Arya killing Dany. And like I mentioned, it would have been more. Think of how poetic and how fucked up it would have been if Jon is defending Dany to the very end. Arya tries to kill Dany. Boom! All of a sudden, he jumps in front of her. Jon gets killed by Needle, the fucking very knife and sword that he gave her. Like, dude, how fucking sad and bitter would that be? Because that
would have been a bittersweet ending.
Yeah, because Jon's doing it to save his queen, to save the Targaryen bloodline.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because he's a Targaryen. And he's not attacking Arya.
I thought they were going to have a baby because one time they talked about it.
Dude, how many times did they foreshadow fucking baby?
Shadow baby. Yeah.
Damn. But what I'm saying, though, is assuming that Arya killed Jon, she wasn't trying to kill Jon. But, dude, can you imagine that shit? Like that would have been more... Because you don't know, like, okay, well, would Arya die then? Because of Dany and Grey Worm and all that shit. Like, she'd be in a tough position. I'm just saying there were so many different routes, and I know people are wanting to, rewrite the season. They got a fucking million plus people rewriting the season. I'm like, dude, y'all are fucking crazy, okay? It didn't need to be rewritten. It just needed to be fleshed out. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Because if we would have seen the build-up and the tension,
it would have made it a better, at least one more season, man. It was just too much to put in one season. I guess everybody was done with the show. Whatever.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, man. And that's just it. And like they were just like, man, I can't keep doing this shit. And at the end of the day, there's no amount of money that's going to help you with your sane mind.
True.
And look what happened. So, I would say the season overall, it's I would say if it was if I was gonna grade it like out of an A or A to F, I would say maybe the season B, maybe B plus.
Give it a C plus.
Oh, okay.
Those 2 last episodes really fucked it up for me.
That's funny, man.
I give it a C plus, a solid B, maybe. No. C plus.
Maybe. But the series overall, obviously I've been in love with it. I will tell you this, the superstar of the fucking entire season 8 was Ramin Djawadi.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, did he come up with some amazing fucking motifs?
Oh my god, yes. But
goddamn, dude. Anyways, that about wraps up our finale.
The last Game of Thrones review.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, ever.
And then, until we get to Westworld.
Then we'll get
Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for Westworld.
I know, me neither, man. I saw the new trailer. Oh
yes.
God.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
it. I can't wait, dude. It'll be. I'll probably go through do a whole review of season.
Yeah, I gotta watch. This is one of the shows that you have to watch the previous season to understand what's going on in the next one. I mean, I remember everything, but I wanted little details.
Dude,
I don't remember.
If you were thinking that Game of Thrones was layered, dude, Westworld's on another fucking world.
No, I know.
Another level, dude, trust me.
I know. Sometimes I have to watch it 2 or 3 times, so because stuff goes over my head. I was like, what the fuck did they say? Oh, okay.
I know. Me and Avery are actually doing a rewatch of it right now, so I'll basically do that and go through retrospective reviews up until season 3 premieres.
Nice.
Which is looking like 2020. So, other than that, man. Game of Thrones, it's done.
It's been real.
Yeah, it's real. And if you wanted to follow me on Twitter, where I could still talk about Game of Thrones, because it's not a big issue.
Yeah.
You can. You can look down if you're watching and see where I'm at, or you can follow me at Sir as in a knight, SER, John, underscore, John, JON, underscore, Aaron, ARRYN, and that's for House Aaron, as high as honor.
Yeah. Sean Aaron. First say his name. Same joke again.
Exactly. I know it works every time.
And you can follow me on Mr. _ Everett. Make sure that you follow the website, Real Anarchy. We on Twitter and Instagram too. All the links are in the description below. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you could get notified of all the videos that we upload. Because we upload videos during the week, so if you don't want to miss anything that we have, make sure you hit the notification button so you get notified every time we upload something. Mm-hmm. All right. So until next time, guys.
Until then, there won't be a next time, but hell, brand the broken.
Brand the broken. Hell, brand the broken.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Peace.
Bye.